Hey, gorgeous. Welcome to the very first episode of Flamingo Up. I am excited that you're here with me today because this is the beginning of an amazing, beautiful journey. This podcast is designed for amazing women like you who are ready to rise, reclaim your voice, and take charge of your life and your careers. If you are new here, and guess what? We all are, since this is episode one, let me tell you a little about myself. I am Allie, the founder of Empower Heard, where we support women in overcoming workplace challenges, heal from toxic workplace dynamics, and become the powerhouse they were always meant to be. I have spent years navigating workplaces that, let's be honest, sometimes feel more like battle zones than offices. You know what I'm talking about. Cold stares, passive aggressive comments, the subtle exclusions that make you wonder if you're being too sensitive. I'm here to tell you, babe, you are not being too sensitive. Today, we are diving right into something crucial, acknowledging the pain. Because here's the thing, you cannot heal what you do not feel. Healing from a toxic workplace dynamic is not easy. It is absolutely possible, though. And I'll be right here with you through it all. Let's get real, let's get raw, and yes, because this is Flamingo Up, let's sprinkle a little fun and sass along the way. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to acknowledge something. It is hard to admit when something is wrong, especially in the workplace. Maybe you have been dealing with toxic workplace dynamics for a while. You know, those subtle digs that make you question your worth, or the feeling of being intentionally left out. It is easy to tell ourselves, I am overreacting. It is not that bad. Guess what? It is a big deal. Your feelings are valid and they matter. Today, I want you to stop pushing down those feelings. We're going to talk about why acknowledging your pain is not only okay, it is necessary. When you ignore it, when you push it down, it keeps you stuck. You are here because you are ready to move forward. So let's do that together. I have been there too. And let me tell you a bit about why I started this podcast. Back when I was working in corporate, I had this coworker. Let's call her Louise. We were more friends. We would laugh, chat over coffee, and then something shifted. At first, I didn't. It was little things like small comments in meetings or forgetting to include me on emails. Then, one day, she stopped interacting with me altogether and started questioning my decisions in front of others. And do you know what made it even worse? It was all so subtle. No one else seemed to notice. It left me wondering, is it me? Am I being paranoid? And girl, let me tell you, that is the most frustrating part of it all. When you start doubting yourself and start shrinking and wonder if you are the problem. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. You are not the problem. And I realized I was not either. That is when I decided something had to change, and not just for me, for all the women out there who feel silenced, overlooked, and diminished in their workplaces. That is why I started Empower Her, and that is why I am here today. Let's be real. Acknowledging your pain is one of the hardest things to do. We have all been conditioned to push through, to be tough, and to act like everything is fine, especially in professional settings. We do not want to be seen as too sensitive or overreacting, right? Pushing through does not work, at least not in the long term. It comes at the cost of your peace of mind, your self-esteem, and sometimes even your health. No job, no workplace is worth your well-being. So think about this. Have you ever brushed off someone else's behavior towards you, convincing yourself that it was not that bad? Maybe they excluded you from an important meeting or made a snarky comment in front of others. You think, I am just being too sensitive. Girl, no, you are not. What you are feeling is real and it deserves to be acknowledged. Ignoring our pain allows it to fester. It shows up in other areas of our lives, our relationships, our mental health, and even our physical health. Today, I'm asking you to stop dismissing your pain. Say it with me. My pain is valid. My feelings matter. Now, I want us to pause for a moment. If you are somewhere safe and comfortable, I would invite you to close your eyes and to think about this. What is something that has been bothering you at work lately? Is it subtle? The little jabs or the feeling of being excluded from conversations? Or maybe it's more overt, like something like someone constantly undermining your work or taking credit for your ideas. Whatever it is, sit with that feeling for a moment. Do not push it away. How does it feel? Does it feel like frustration bubbling up? Maybe it's anger or sadness. Whatever it is, let yourself feel it. If you are comfortable, grab a journal and write it down. Write about what has been happening and how it is making you feel and why you think it is affecting you so deeply. Sometimes just putting it on paper helps us begin the healing process. It's like giving ourselves permission to say, yes, this is real and it is okay to feel this way. Take a few breaths with me now. I invite you to inhale deeply. Hold it. And exhale. Let that tension start to melt away. Let's talk about some practical steps you can take to start acknowledging your pain in a healthy, productive way. Step 1, give yourself permission to feel. Yes, I am repeating this because it is that important. Too often, we shove our feelings down, telling ourselves we're being too emotional or making a big deal out of nothing. Those emotions need to be felt, processed, and understood. Give yourself the space to feel it, all of it, without judgment. Step 2, start a truth journal. Start writing down what's been happening at work, even if it feels small or insignificant. Jot down your feelings, the situations, and your reactions. Over time, you will start to see patterns. You will begin to validate your own experiences instead of questioning yourself. Step 3, talk about it. Do not keep it all inside. Find someone you trust, a friend, a family member, or maybe even someone in our Be Heard community. Talk about what is going on. When we speak our experiences out loud, we make them real. And when they are real, we can start healing. Now, I know opening up about your pain can feel like opening a can of worms. It is scary, right? You might feel vulnerable or worry that no one will understand. I am here to tell you, you are not alone. This podcast, this community, it is here for you. Whether you're like Ellie, who is stuck in the middle of a confusing workplace situation, or Sarah, who is unsure of what she's experiencing is even bullying, or Rachel, who is trying to manage all of this as a leader, you are in the right place. We're going to start to figure this out together. You do not have to carry this burden alone. That is what I want you to take away from today's episode. You are not alone. You have support and you have the power to heal. As we wrap up today, I want to give you a sneak peek into what's coming up on the next Flamingo Up. In our next episode, we are diving deeper into something so many of us face and do not always recognize right away: how to spot when workplace dynamics shift from challenging to downright toxic. Sometimes the signs are subtle, like those comments that make you question yourself, or the way a colleague seems to always undermine you without being obvious about it. Other times it is more direct and you are unsure how to label it. Episode 2 is called Recognizing the Signs When Workplace Dynamics Feel Toxic. And we're going to break down the red flags from the obvious to the hidden, so you can figure out whether you're just dealing with a tough work environment or something much more damaging. We'll talk about why these toxic dynamics happen, how to protect yourself before they take a toll on your mental and emotional well-being, and most importantly, what steps you can take to safeguard your peace. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. Thank you so much for joining me today on Flamingo Up. Remember, you have the power to rise, reclaim your voice, and thrive in your life and career. Flamingo Up is about standing tall, owning your space, and facing your challenges with grace and strength, just like a flamingo. If today's episode resonated with you and you are ready for more support, I would love to invite you to the Be Heard Power Hour. It is a space where I offer coaching every Wednesday to help you take these insights even further. You can find a link to request an invite to the show in the show notes, or follow me on Facebook, where I actually post the video. Until next time, gorgeous, keep flamingoing. I will be your sparkle sidekick. See you on the next episode.